All right, we are back with 1994 National League Statis Bro Baseball. How you been, man?
Woo, man. Been okay. Been okay.
Yeah,
Still alive. Still alive.
you've been sitting with your team for about a week now, or 2 weeks now.
Probably a couple weeks now. Yes.
Okay, and
Yeah. I've been sitting with it, tinkering with it, uh, devising different lineups against your elite pitching.
oh yeah,
So I do
so
have some surprises in store.
so you're saying, if I'm hearing you right, that you're trying to come up with a different approach for Greg Maddux.
Bingo.
How do you get to Greg? That's the question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since his SR is only 10, it's important that I put in a lineup that can enable him to trickle down to 0. Whatever the advantage is that I can put in there and get that done, I got to do.
Right. So if
Because
you
once
can
he's
even
out of there, then it's your relief staff.
right, so
And
even
I
if you
really,
don't score a run, if you can get a single in an inning, you knock them down
yeah,
one.
single. Yeah, exactly.
Get a bunt
Um,
for a base hit, and maybe knock them down another hit and run, that kind of stuff.
whatever combination of 10 mistakes is, that's what I gotta work towards.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So if it means taking out a righty to put in a lefty that may not be as good as him, then that's what I got to do because getting a PB that's over 9, that's pretty rare. So um, if it does happen, then I'm prepared for it. And
So
if it doesn't happen, huh?
right, I hear you. So what you might be willing to do is something like start Hal Morris over Jeff Bagwell just so you can get that 88 single.
Who knows? Who knows?
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Who knows? Again, what any advantage if it doesn't work, then I'll just tinker my lineup again. But um, that's what I'm shooting for at this point.
Okay. Well, now I guess what we have up ahead is we last time we drafted our teams, but not our minor leaguers. The rule for our minor leaguers is you have 10 slots, and you can actually use them the way you would like to, but the whole idea is that um, you have a spot for each position if you want to use it that way, including a relief pitcher and a starting pitcher. So that's why we have 10. But yeah, if you want to draft 10 outfielders, you can, but it's set up to give you a backup at every position in case there's an injury. And then for September call-ups, you can have extra depth. So
Right. This is the question I wanted to ask you. We can't call up our pitchers, right? Because that puts us over the maximum of 2 to 8s or 2 9s.
what do you mean you can't call them up?
So if you want to have, so like, we're going to draft pitchers for our minor leagues.
Hmm.
Can we call them up on September 1st and have them actually play? Given that there's a maximum number of not 2 to 9s and 2 to 8s.
Well, you can't. We've already filled up our 2 to 9 and 2 to 8 pitchers. So your minor
Yep.
league pitchers have to be 2 to 7 or lower.
Right. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. I mean, you could, I
Okay.
guess you could conceivably, maybe you could draft a 2 to 8er, but you can't. That wasn't what we had said last time. Like you could, if you
Right.
drafted 2 to 8er, you'd never be able to. You could maybe swap them out with a guy, but um, I think the idea was you only have 2 to 7ers in your minor
Right.
leagues, or 2 to 6ers or 2 to 5ers.
Yep.
That was our idea.
Okay. All righty.
Yeah, any other thoughts or questions?
No. That was that. Okay. Let's oh, let's see. Hold on. Yeah, let's go for it.
The other thing is after the draft is over, we can do any kinds of transactions. So for instance, I actually already made a transaction page. Here it is. And you see I put the draft on there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if we want to do any sort of moves, last time we did have preseason moves. We may not have any this time, but you and I had talked about kind of having a waiver draft after this in case anyone wants to make any changes. So we can talk about that too.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
All right, let's get back to the draft over here. And let me see. I think we're going into round 26. It's my turn. Yes. Okay. Let me see here. I am going to go with this guy.
Robert Nen.
Rob Nen, 2 Bs.
Yep.
Look at that strikeout number. Wow. Had a 2.95 ERA, 1.09 whip, 15 saves.
Pretty darn good.
For Florida. All right, who do you got for me?
I will pick Todd Worrell. Have you seen his strikeout number? It's pretty insane.
I don't think so. Let's take a look at Todd. Todd Worrell, there, 22 to 47. Holy moly! Yeah. Look at his ERA, 4.29, 11 saves. I know, but yet
his card is pretty darn good.
It's very good. Yeah, and he is. All right, let's put him over here. There's Todd. Okay. Next up, I'm going to go with Grace. This is going to be my Grace pick.
Okay.
There he is.
Just said Grace.
Yeah, I'm saying Grace. There he is. He's got a good on base percentage, first baseman.
Yeah. Yep. He's good.
All right.
That is for sure. I will take Raul Mondesi.
He was the rookie of the year that year. 2 Dodgers to start off your. I
didn't even realize Worrell was a Dodger.
Yeah, he was. Let's see, he's a right fielder, huh? Okay. I'm updating our rosters too. So, all right, pick 3. Round 3 of the minor league draft, round 28 overall. I'm going to take Sammy Sosa. Let's take a look at Sammy.
Okay. Good card. Good card.
Who would 4 years later hit almost 70 home runs, right?
Yeah. Him and McGuire are going at it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's Sammy. All right.
Yeah. He was my favorite player back in the 90s. I had all his baseball cards, and I thought, this guy's going to be in the Hall of Fame. My cards are going to go way up through the roof. And then the PEDs,
You know, what do you think about that? Should those guys be in the Hall? Like Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens?
I think they should be in the Hall because they were using these enhancement drugs before they were banned. So is it cheating when they're using something that wasn't banned to get the extra edge? I feel like they should not be. If they use PEDs, when the drug was banned, then no, that's cheating and they should not be in the Hall of Fame. But think of Sammy Sosa's case, McGuire's case, Roger Clemens' case. Um, those guys put up amazing, Barry Bonds, of course. Those guys put up amazing numbers, and um, I don't think they should be, banned from the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I'm not current on major league events, but
Yeah.
I do remember paying attention to some of that in the back when we got actual newspapers and reading the articles. And if I recall correctly, baseball had rules in place, but not enforcement. And so that's a problem. You need the enforcement. And in a
Right.
way, it was as if, and again, this is speculation to a certain degree. It was as if I remember thinking this in the late '90s and being annoyed by it, that um, they were turning a blind eye because after the '94 strike, '95, it was the first year where Major League Baseball wasn't sold out on opening day. They lost so many fans. They took us for granted and they paid a price. I think we really surprised them. And they had to get fans back. So were they going
Yeah.
to stop these historic runs that were just pulling everyone back into the game in '98 with McGuire and Sosa? They weren't, right? And so it's just, I understand. I mean, it's a business. You want your business to make money. And I don't villainize baseball. I'm not angry at them, but I think they made a few poor decisions that really damaged the reputation of the product back then. And I wouldn't
Yeah.
blame the players because they were just part of the environment. And I'm with you, like, let them in.
Yeah. But I could see the other side of it too. These people, they were using performance enhancement drugs. That's what they are, PEDs. So not everybody was on an equal playing field as a result. Some weren't, some were. But if they're not using a banned substance, then I think they should go in. That's my bottom line.
Yeah, well,
Now it's a different story.
there was a writer back in the '90s. I think I read this article, Steve Wilstein. You would know better. You did some sports writing, and he wrote that article about Mark McGuire and his bottle of
Andro.
Andro. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so we knew back then. It's one of the things that blows my mind are years later, all of these people in the media saying how they feel um, um, like this was a surprise or something. Like, did you not read the newspaper and read this guy's article?
Yeah.
So we've known this. Everyone's known it except people who didn't want to really look at it, which I understand, from a psychological perspective. You love something and something like that's happening. Maybe it's hard to accept or see. But anyway, on that note, who do you want to pick with?
So who's after Sammy, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'll pick Galarraga.
Andres Galarraga. So we've now had two relief pitchers, two right fielders, and two first basemen go off
Yeah.
the board.
I'm surprised you didn't pick Galarraga over Grace, but maybe you wanted a lefty in there.
Yeah, let's take a look at Galarraga. Look at that home run number. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and a BD number.
Yeah.
So interesting that you thought Grace was better.
I know, huh? What do you think of that?
Surprised.
There's great. I mean, Galarraga is great in almost every way. He has one issue, which is BB pitch, but other than that, he's amazing.
Yeah, I would agree.
All right, let me see. We did men. All right, I think I'm finally going to join you in the Dodger. I finally am going to pick a Los Angeles Dodger.
Timmy Wallach.
Tim
Yeah, he's good.
Wallach.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on my list. He was on my list.
All right.
Great home run number.
Yeah, he's good for it. He has a good walk number.
Yep.
Mediocre defensively, but he's good bat.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take Brett Butler as my center fielder.
Oh, I like him. He was going to be my next pick if you didn't take him.
That was your next pick?
Yeah, if you didn't take him, he was going to be my next pick.
Lots of Dodgers in this minor league draft.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. You took Butler. All right. I'm going to take Todd Hundley.
Switch hitting catcher. Not many of those around.
Yeah. Of course, when we were playing Ted Simmons, he was the main one.
Yep.
Okay. We're just rolling through it. This is much easier, right? Just drafting 10 players, and the idea of you're doing one at a position for the most part. It feels way easier. All right.
All right.
Pick 60.
Yeah. I'll take another Dodger, but not this season. Jeff Kent.
Second base. Kent.
Yep. Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I have a vague memory of Kent.
Yeah. Him and Bonds got into it in the dugout. Do you remember that?
No.
When he was on the Giants?
No.
Oh, yeah. They hated each other. And
really?
yeah, they got into some fisticuffs in the dugout. It was like, it was on TV. Yeah,
wow.
They got into his face. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I forgot to put him on your roster.
No love lost between those guys.
All right, I will take... Wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, hold on a second. Got a problem here. What's going on over here? Okay. Where is... Having a strategic issue right now. Forgot to look this up. I'm looking at my list and I'm missing a position. Like,
Happens.
oh, wait a minute. Where am I putting this guy? Here. Did I put this over here? Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see. Huh. Here. Here. That. Let's take a look at these guys. All right. All right, so on that note, I am going to take, whoa, stop that. Barry Larkin.
Barry Larkin. Okay.
Let me see here. And just like that, I have the left side of my infield set up. Yeah, he's interesting, kind of interesting card. Big walk number.
Yeah. That's not his usual Barry Larkin year.
No.
Yeah. That's probably before he became like, the Barry Larkin.
Is it before or after? I don't know.
That's probably way before.
Yeah, okay. All right. You were up.
All right. All right. Give me 1 second here. Un momento. All right. I will take. Come on, let's see. I will take Ryan Klesko. He's got a gigantic home run number.
Yeah, getting all the power.
Yep, could be a good guy to come off the bench.
Yeah. Yeah. Hit 278 with a 563 slugging percentage. So, yeah.
Yep.
Good pinch hitter.
Yep. That's the
Okay. I am going to take John Smoltz.
Johnny Smoltz.
There he is. He was 6-10 that year. Ouch.
Yeah, not a usual Smoltz year.
Yeah.
41-57. Ouch.
Yeah, pretty
That's a
big.
huge
Yeah.
cavernous air range there. Okay. I will take. I don't know how this keeps coming up, but another Dodger, Ramon Martinez.
Yeah,
I
you're getting
have.
a lot of
You have his brother.
Dodgers.
You
Yep.
have his bro.
Yeah, let's take a look at Ramon. Looks good. All right.
Yeah. Probably won't see the light of day, but
There just in case you need him.
Yep.
Okay. Um, all right. Let's see here.
I don't think there's any position that we're
We're
competing against.
competing. Yeah. All right. I'm going to take a Dodger.
No kidding. Oh, Delino.
Yeah. Another guy with a big walk number.
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. All right. I'll take Javi Lopez.
Figured you were going to take him. Hey.
The best catcher left.
Let's take a look at him. I remember you talking about him before. Yeah.
Not the greatest card, but something else. Piazza.
What's really funny is that a guy with 6 home run numbers was amazing for 79 AL, Avalon Hill. But this year, you see a guy with 6 home run numbers, and you think, that's okay.
Yeah, that's average. Yeah.
When actually, it's that the guy with 5 home runs hit 5 home run numbers hit over 30 home runs last season. So
Exactly.
could get crazy. All right, we each have 2 picks left. Second to last round. I am going to take. Mark Whitten.
He was on my list. He's got a great arm and some power.
Yeah. I mean, his home run number is basically the same as Don Baylor. It is exactly the same as Kemp. Yeah.
Yep.
No, and a switch hitter, so yeah. CD4. Yeah.
He's a good guy to come off the bench.
Yeah.
Or as a defensive replacement.
Yeah, I actually had I had Sosa and Whitten as my top 2. So I think we each got our top 2 left field, right field, corner outfielders. So
Yep.
All right, you're up.
All right. This guy is really scary, so watch out. Craig Shipley.
Craig Shipley.
Former Dodger. There's a theme here.
I know. Reaching our LA roots. Dodgers weren't that great that year, I want to say, but yeah, here he is, Shipley.
He wasn't a Dodger then, but he was a former Dodger.
Now look at that, 11-46 is a hit. That's excellent. Hit 333 that season. Really good. Another pitch question mark guy. Very interesting. Okay. Last round. We each get to pick one more player.
Who's going to be your last minor league player?
All right, here we go. This would have gone really fast if I didn't forget that I needed to put a shortstop on my list.
That's all right.
Ray Lankford. You're like, he wasn't on my list. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to put Shipley here. There we go. Yeah, Lankford, who has a sneaky BD number for his card, too.
Yep. Yeah, he had a great year. Lots of home runs.
Yeah. He's got a big strikeout number. Look at that thing.
That's what I remember about him. He struck out a ton.
Yeah.
But he had a lot of power.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your last pick.
All right, here's Mr. What do they call the last pick of the draft?
Irrelevant.
Mr. Irrelevant, number 70.
Yes, and this guy will probably be irrelevant. Andujar Cedeno. That's my third string shortstop.
Let's take a look. There he is.
Look at that card. He's awesome.
Yeah. Well, he has a nice double number. That's for sure. Look at that. 9 double numbers.
Yeah.
All right, man. How do you feel?
There you go. Felt okay. Got some good guys that could pinch hit or play the field if needed. They probably won't be in the lineup. Maybe Andres Galarraga, who knows? But for the most part, yeah. I'm sure you'll agree. Like your guys they're not going to be starters. They'll just come up and pinch hit or play the field.
Yeah, they're there to help. Well, let's take a look at the roster. Let me switch to the roster sheet here. And maybe I expand this. Let me see here, draft sheet.
Yeah.
Let me see here if I can expand this. Put those back up. Well, I can scroll this to the side so we can see there are minors all filled in.
There you go.
And there are major teams. So looking over your teams, did you come up with any changes that you wanted to make, any roster changes? You don't need to tell me exactly who, but if you have one, there's like a waiver, a free agent draft person you want to focus on, or 2 or 3, just let me know if you have any.
I don't have any at this time.
Okay. I have one.
Okay.
I have one person. So I have a drop and a pickup I'd like to do. So should I just do it now, or do you want to wait for another time and see if you have any?
No, let's do it now.
Okay. So I am going to take a page out of your book. I feel like I've learned something from you. Let's go to
from the guy that's lost almost every season. Okay.
I'm taking a page out of your book. Oh, wait, let me expand this. Okay, so let's see. For transactions, this is preseason also. Oh, you know what? For these, I can do. If I can copy something like this. Copy. Can I put it here? Yes, look at that.
Oh, nice. You're dropping Rob Murphy? I think that's the surprise of the day right there.
Yeah, let's take a look at, so that's my team. And he's being released.
Oh, color-coded blue. Okay.
And
you gotta change of heart, huh?
Yep. So Rob Nen, how do you like my initials, by the way, for my team? Dumb. Nen is being promoted to the majors.
Wow.
And then
I would say it's a smart move. Why have a 2-6er when you can have a 2-7er?
Jeff Shaw is being signed and assigned to the minors.
Oh, okay. I don't remember seeing Jeff Shaw.
Let's take a look.
Someone's been looking at the players.
You're implying that I hadn't looked at them before.
Well,
here he is.
Yeah, there was. I mean, you're kind of like not. I know you're looking at them, but it wasn't your top priority. You had other things going on.
I had a lot going on.
It wasn't mine either. Yeah.
Here's Jeff Shaw, Montreal pitcher.
Okay. Yeah.
So now I have one left-handed reliever, and all the rest are right-handed. So that's the page I'm taking out of your book.
Yeah.
Although you still don't
Wow.
have a left-handed reliever, right? Am I right?
I don't think I
Yeah.
do. And I won't. So yeah, you have that advantage. Put in Shaw if you need to put it in a lefty against a lefty.
Well, Shaw is a righty.
Oh, he's a righty.
Yeah.
That's
There's
right.
only one
So
left-handed reliever on either of our rosters right now.
I forgot who that was.
This guy,
Yorkis.
Yorkis Perez. He's the only
There's a good
one.
one.
Yeah, kind of wild, but he's the only
Yeah.
one.
There not many good lefty relievers that season.
I know. As soon as we put in the PB restriction, that just
Yeah.
destroyed the left-handed reliever
Yeah. And two
market.
to 9 lefties are still out there that I could think
Yeah.
of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that, you got the best one, probably the third best lefty reliever.
Yeah, he has a pretty good
This is
card.
a 2 to 8 lefty reliever. I didn't
Yeah.
recognize.
Well, there we go. There are teams. Pretty cool. Here, maybe I can take that away. Now you can see everybody. There they are.
Yeah. You just have to replace Murphy with Shaw.
Yeah. Well, this is he's going to be replaced with men, and then those are my right-handed relievers, and then over here, Nen goes away, and I have Shaw. Bam.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
you've improved your relief staff.
Generally, you don't want to make a post-draft change because it means you did not draft optimally. But in my defense, I picked up Murphy when we weren't in each other's way anymore in here in round 22.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And you wanted to make history.
Well,
so you did.
I don't know. Now there's an asterisk. Yes, it was history in that I drafted a 2 to 6er, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Just didn't make the cut, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was it was a surprising pick.
Yeah.
You thought better of it weeks later. And you've improved your relief staff with Rob Nen in there.
Well, it's been an interesting draft. You definitely put a lot of weight on guys with home run numbers, and I can imagine that your experience in 79 AL had a lot to do with that.
Well, you're my influence.
Yeah, knowing that any guy in the lineup with 4 or more home run numbers at any moment can go yard.
Exactly. That worked for you in spades.
Yeah, it's powerful. It's very powerful. So my team is more mixed. It's a little more balanced. I have in the AL 79, my team was very AL, and NL 94, my team is a little more NL. I've got some power hitters, but I've got some normal hitters and some speed and some defense. So it's a little different.
Right. I have no defense, which I discovered. So my outfield defense particularly. You're gonna run at will against those guys. T of 2s, maybe a T of T3. But I'm not gonna have any T4s or T5s in there.
Yeah.
So, and my catcher doesn't have a good arm. So
your catcher does have a good arm. Piazza has a T of B.
That was a C.
I don't know if you noticed, but there are no TAs of eligible catchers.
Yeah.
There are none. But Piazza is a B.
Is he a B?
Pretty sure,
that
yeah.
surprised me. I guess I assumed he was a C because
let's go back to here. Let me turn on the card viewer again. And let me
Oh, okay.
Yeah, here he is. Arm TB.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's good.
Well, I guess he got a chance without Grissom. Slim, but got a chance.
Yeah.
Are you going to play any guys, like any righties against righties or lefties against lefties because they're just too good to take out?
I think there'll be some of that. Yeah. So for instance, it depends, right? But I think Jay Bell will probably start against right-handers at shortstop. Let's go
Poor
and look at
Ozzy.
our rosters again. There might
Ozzy's
be,
like, I played every day for you last time.
I know, there might be some times where Ozzy starts, but for the most part, it's going to be Jay Bell. And let's see here. I think Alicia will actually start over Biggio against right-handers. We'll see, but for the most part, I have a lot of platoons
Yeah.
again. If I had Bagwell, then probably not, and maybe if I had Matt Williams, probably not. But yeah, and I thought that I was going to have Bonds start every game when I
Yeah.
was looking things over and thinking about who I would get and who I wouldn't get. I thought I would have Bonds and or Walker start every game, but then I got Mitchell and Alou. So to me, that was crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I might as well, I might as well platoon them if that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Those guys are pretty darn good. Tough to leave those guys on the bench.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's my thought. Obviously, you're going to want to. You have Piazza and you don't have a backup catcher, but
Right.
so it's
Against, yeah.
with Bagwell. I think it's hard for Morris to get a start. Well, you tell me. I'm not going to think for you. You tell me. Do you have a lot of righties starting against righties or lefties starting against lefties?
Uh, it depends who's pitching, righty wise, but if it's Maddox, um, I'm like I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna have a lineup that's mostly lefty, even though those guys are not as good as the righties, just to get the extra advantage. Uh, so against Maddox, I'm probably gonna have Piazza and Cordero as my only righties.
Yeah.
But against your other righties, I'll be having Bagwell in there and Williams.
Oh yeah,
Now, I don't
and
know if it's a smart move
Caminiti.
or not. It's a risky move. What's that again?
That's right, instead of Caminiti. Yeah, that makes sense.
Williams just said Caminiti
Yeah.
against your other righties.
Oh,
Um, but again, yeah, good. Against the top starting pitcher, I gotta get him down to 0. So whatever I have to do.
mm-hmm. All right. Well,
Now, I'll try it out. See if it works. If it's like, oh man, I'm not getting any offense from these guys, then I might go back to Bagwell and who else? Bagwell and Williams.
well, we each have two left-handers out of 10 pitchers on our staffs. So
Yeah.
you've got two left-handed starters, and I've got one and one reliever. So
Yep.
yeah,
Oh,
it's a
you're
good
left reliever.
season to have decreased the disadvantage of righty righty and lefty lefty matchups.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
all right. Well, I guess
Yeah.
the next steps are for me to set up the environment for us to play in. And so I'm going to work on that. I need to set up our ballparks, our teams, the rosters, the schedule. And so I'll do that. Do you want to meet again in a week or so, and we can
Yeah.
work on? You
Let me
can see
try.
what I've got, or we can maybe just plan when we're going to play game number one. Or what are your thoughts?
Let's see. So work is really, really crazy.
Okay.
So I gotta, in order to play a game, I gotta, yeah, devote, a couple hours. Why don't we hold off on playing our first game for a couple weeks? But we could still touch base next week,
Okay.
next
So,
Thursday.
okay. Sounds good. And maybe I'll have everything set up and we can kind of look at everything. So next Thursday, the 21st at noon, just for, do you want to do 12:15? Give you some extra time, or 12:30?
Yeah, how about 12:15? That always helps, just in case I got a meeting till 9. I'm sorry, till 12.
Okay.
So the 21st.
Okay. Um, all right, great. All right, well, it's exciting. We've got our teams,
Yeah,
and
finally did.
yeah,
Any what do you think your major weakness is on your team?
relief
I
pitching.
probably guessed it. How about
Relief
second
pitching.
most?
But the thing is that I also arguably have the best reliever in the game.
Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I agree, but that RR2,
Yeah,
he could be in and out in no time.
exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, he is. That card is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully he could last more than an inning for you.
Yeah, it's pretty neat though that one of the sacrifices I'm making by having really only him as a 2 to 8er or better in the bullpen is I get to start a 2 to 8er or better 3 out of every 5 starts.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 60% of the starts. So
Yeah. Yeah, maybe your bullpen, in spite of being your weakness, it won't be your Achilles heel after all if we can't get to it because your starting pitching is so good.
we'll see. I have to minimize the exposure, but it's easier said than done when uh, any kind of 9 and 35 is a home run for most of your lineup. So we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, but how many do you have? One 2 to 9 and two 2 to 8 starters.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty darn good.
hmm Yeah. So I have to. It's the reverse now. Before it used to be. Last year I had to try and win
Yeah.
games later, and if I got lucky, then in the beginning that was great. But this season, it's obviously we've swapped strategies. I need to win the game early. I need to try and score my runs in the first 5 innings before you bring in Todd Jones and Manzanillo and Wetland.
Yeah.
And then even if those guys are tired, Brantley is a great 2 to 7er, and
Mhm.
Montiglione he's good too. So
Yeah.
I feel like the two
Yeah.
to seveners I have are excellent. I think Hudek is the best 2 to 7er,
Yeah.
and
Hudak and Varys is good.
Varys is great. Yeah, Nen is fine, but I feel like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all of those. And then the BDs are so much. Their BDs are so much uh, more punishing than they've ever been with this
I
fourth
know.
edition. So if it's a BD,
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
Except for a few exceptions. If one of our players gets a BD, it's going to be a pretty good result, or
Yeah,
it has a really good chance of being a good result.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
if I have Bip Roberts in there, it probably won't be a good result. But
He's
the other
he's one of the
guys,
few though. Yeah, most
yeah,
guys have pretty good BDs.
yeah,
So it's funny though because most guys their BD when the Avalon Hill version that we played, most guys were 11 to 27 is a hit, and then 28 and
hmm
above is no action occurs.
right,
Now, if you get a guy with a low BD, you're punished because it's an out, right? If you don't get a hit,
yeah,
so it's a lot different.
yeah. I know. That's good. Yeah, we're both gonna be really nervous when our opponent gets a BD, particularly if your team gets one. Do you have any? Do you have any? Let me see your team here. Well, I guess Jay Bell, he doesn't have a lot of pop.
Let's see.
Lenny Dykstra, if he's in there.
Yeah, there are a few. I think your team has way better BDs than my team for the most part. I have some guys who obviously have insane BDs, but for the most part,
Yeah.
no, Bell 11 to 41. I mean, that's a pretty good chance right there.
Not bad for a guy that has 9 home runs. Yeah.
Dykstra, you brought up. He's almost the same, 11 to 38.
Yeah. Not so bad. Yeah, better than 11 to 27.
Yeah, any BD that pops up is going to be nervous time. And what's going to be interesting too is CDs are the same. You don't have a no action occurs. If your fielder doesn't make the play, it's a hit or a pass ball if it's a catcher or some result like that, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yep. My 2 to 7ers. Yeah, maybe I think you had a good strategy there to load up on good starters.
I don't know. We'll see. The thing about relievers, so starters pitch more innings, and so having more high PB exposure for your starters is a good strategy. On the other hand, relievers, you can put them in the game exactly when you need them. So even though relievers throw less innings than starters, you can argue that their innings, especially your top relievers, your top 2 or 3, you can argue that their innings are more important because you're inserting them into a game that's probably close or tied.
Maybe, yeah.
So you can value your relievers' innings more than your starters' innings. So what is that value? I have no idea. But the fact that you have for your reliever the flexibility to insert them when you need them is really high value. To say like, okay, right now I'm going to change this to a 2 to 9er. Well, with Maddox, I put him in, and that's just it, right? He's in, he's starting the game, and I'm just going to try and leave him in there as long as possible. But with Jones, you can pick your moments and put him in there, and that's what we lived last season. You put Guidry in there, and now I'm just trying to crack him. He's like a castle that I'm attacking. But meanwhile, I had Kern, and I could just kind of wait. Well, if it's now the 5th inning or the 6th inning or whatever it is, 8th inning, and it's a tie game, okay, I can put him in. And now that's how he got 16 wins, is I would put him in when the game was tied, or I would put him in a save situation. And
yeah, well, that's the thought, right? But I might have to put my relievers in when you are way ahead because you're facing mostly 2 to 7s. So you could build up a huge lead very early in the game, and then I'm putting in one of my great relievers, but that doesn't do me any good when you're way ahead. I'm not holding you at bay.
Yeah. One of the really interesting things about having a PB limitation is that there is a pool of relievers and starters just sitting there undrafted. So we can change our strategies. If you decide, hey, you know what? I need two 2 to 8 or better relievers, and I want to add another 2 to 8 starter, you can make that change. Or if I decide, you know what? I need an extra 2 to 8 reliever in the bullpen, I can drop one of my 2 to 8 starters and make that change. So that's one of the weird things about this year. As opposed to a normal season where there's only a certain amount of players, and once they're drafted, they're drafted. You're not going to do exchanges. So it's less punishing to make a commitment right now. Say, I'm going to go in on the relievers like you did, or I'm going to go in on the starters like I did, because we could always change that.
Yeah, I was contemplating that actually. Like maybe instead of John Wetland, I have like John Burkett, let's say, of the Giants, who could be a 2 to 8 starter, and then so I don't know how that would work, but
Yeah, you would have to.
just have
You would drop
okay.
a 2 to 7er and a 2 to 8er, and you would pick up a 2 to 8er and a 2 to 7er. That's how you would do it. You have
Yeah.
to swap it to balance it out.
So we'll see how devastating your offense is against my 2 to 7ers.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I feel like your offense is more consistent 1 through 8, and than mine is. But I feel like where mine is strong, it's super strong.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. Let me see. Let me see my lefty lineup. Yeah, I like my lefty lineup against against your lefty, I should say. My lineup against your lefties.
yeah,
It's pretty darn good.
yeah. And so I may actually, even though I picked him first after Maddox, Jeff Facero, I don't know. I might limit his exposure to your team just for that reason. We'll see. And
Like he'll be your number 5 starter.
yeah, he might be 5 instead of 4. We'll see. Let's take a look at. Here's Jeff. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, great card.
Kind of got a big wild pitch number, but overall.
Yeah, that's my bad thing about him.
And then
42 to 54 is a potential mistake.
yeah. Okay, what's going on here? And then here's Ashby. They're really similar.
Yeah, Viserys has more strikeout numbers.
Yeah, they're really similar. So we'll see. Yeah, you might get more Ashby than Facero.
We'll see, I guess.
Yeah. I had them I think I had them ranked pretty closely to each other. You can see I took Maddox and then I took those two guys. But my rotation is probably going to be Maddox, Drabeck, Martinez, and maybe Ashby, and then Facero in the number 5 spot.
Right.
And then for you, you've got Saberhagen.
Yeah.
So yours going to be basically in this order, do you think, or?
Most likely.
Yeah.
Most likely. Yeah, 2 lefties. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, your offense is scary.
Parts of it are, and parts of it aren't. Once you get to my 7 and 8 guys, it's not so scary. Where I feel like you at 7 and 8 you're still scary. But
let's see, my 7 and 8 would well, depending what lineup it is.
Yeah, that's true.
It could be, yeah.
But Bagwell, Piazza, Boone, Williams, and Gwynn.
Yeah.
And I guess in this case you would have, I don't know who. Well, we'll stay with Gwynn. Yeah, those guys. That's a really insane core. And then my core is.
And don't count out Kingery.
Oh yeah, Kingery's great.
He's got like 18 or 19 extra base hit numbers. He gets like an extra base of like 26 to 45.
Yeah, Kingery is great.
He's pretty darn good. And I think he could steal. No, maybe not steal. It's just fast.
Yeah, 28 to 47 is extra base hit.
19 extra base. That's nuts.
And he's a good base runner. He can hit and run if you want him to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no strikeout. Yeah.
No.
Good BD. Yeah.
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 So yeah, 1 through 7, pretty strong.
Yeah. Well, the only guys you would say maybe aren't as strong are Cordero, because none of the shortstops are that great. Who else?
If I have Roberts in there, he would be pretty weak.
Roberts. Yeah.
If I decide to platoon Roberts with Boone.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think we both are weak at shortstop. So yeah, you've got like 1 through 7, you're really solid. And then Cordero, let's take a look at Cordero.
He's not bad. I think he's got 4 home run numbers.
Yeah. I mean, you saw what my shortstop did with that last season. Second half, he's got 8 double numbers, 4 home run numbers. Plus, he has a big walk number, 363 on base percentage. Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, not as strong as the other guys, but yeah, it's not so bad.
Yeah,
Not bad for a
relative
shortstop.
to the other guys, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I would argue 1 through 8, you're strong. For me, my challenge is that I've got yeah, I've got Rick Wilkins and Benito Santiago, neither of whom are strong offensively.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so your catching position and shortstop.
yeah, but my shortstop he's still good. I mean, relative to Cordero, I would say these guys are like. I was like, if you take one, I'll take the other. That was kind of my opinion. So
who's better defensively?
So Cordero is E5, CD2, and Bell is.
He's pretty good defensively, if I remember correctly.
I think he's average. He's E3, CD3. So Bell's a little better. He has one better CD and two less error numbers.
Yeah.
9 double numbers. So for you, it's going to be, does your insane amount of power and offense balance out your defense and your starting pitching? And for me, it's going to be, does my defense and my strong hitters and my starting staff balance out my relatively less power, less offense, and worse relief pitching? So these are the questions we're going to see. And it's very interesting that we have these two teams that are constructed differently, just like in AL 79.
It's not like you have like drastically less amount of power than I do. You still have a lot. Yeah, maybe not as much as I do, but your first 7 guys have a lot of power.
You have it across the board. And I have it probably let me see. My catcher doesn't have power. So my second baseman doesn't have power. My shortstop doesn't have power. And my center field doesn't have power. So 5, so 4, I have like 4 power hitters in my lineup. And you've got
maybe 8.
7.
If you consider Cordero a power hitter.
I do, but Kingery's not a power hitter. So he's got a great double number. He doesn't have a big home run number. So you've got 7 power hitters, and I've got 4.
And don't forget I have Derek Bell too, who is a power hitter.
Yeah, so if you switch him in, it just depends on the lineup. I'm thinking about versus right-handers because most of the games are going to be versus right-handers.
Yep.
So.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see if my powerful lineup can overcome your great starting pitching.
Yeah.
Interesting battle there.
Yeah.
I get the TB.
Yeah, I know. Hide the children.
Hide the children, exactly. If I get a BD with somebody on base.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna have to. That's that's gonna be our strength, the power and BDs. But we have to get the PBs
I know part of
in
me
the
is
ends.
wondering if the batter cards are tuned for a higher PB average than what we've set up here with these limits, but we'll see. Because now we've been talking about them, I feel like everybody has 8 or 9 double numbers, and that's insane, right? 9 double numbers. There were like 3 guys who had that in AL 79.
Now it's like it's so commonplace in the season.
It feels like yeah, everybody does, but it'll be part of the fun. It'll be pretty volatile, and we're going to see how the
Yeah.
new BD rule works with the higher chance for getting a BD hit, but also now there's an out if you don't land it. Um, the CDs, there's a that's totally different now, and if you don't get an out, then it's a hit or a pass ball. So we'll
That's what I'm scared
see.
about. My defense is so bad.
Yeah, yeah, and and what's the difference? Like, all right, you're going from a CD2 to a CD3. Is that a big deal or not? Right. So
Could be.
yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah.
That's why I really like Bonds, Walker, Moisielu. I like these guys who were great um, offensively, but also defensively.
Right.
So that's why
Yeah.
another reason I really like Bagwell, because Bagwell is a CD3, so he's average, and then McGriff gives me kind of a weak first baseman, and that way he's a CD2, I want to say. But you got to try and look at the everything else and say, well, look at this card. So
I didn't even focus on defense. Is I realized after the fact that, oh my God, I got these guys with weak arms and high E's, high airs. Yeah.
yeah,
So
we'll see.
that that could be bad.
I was looking at our 79 NL season at some point, and I found out that my third baseman, Larry Parrish, had an E7. And
Yeah.
I played all season with him with an E7 every day.
Right.
So you can
Nope.
survive it. I won the season, so you can survive it.
I know. But now the rules are different. Now defense is, I think, more highly valued
That's the
than,
big deal is the defense
yeah.
it's a different game now, and we're so used
Yeah.
to the other games. So we'll see. We'll see. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
We shall. I know. Well, we'll find out in a couple weeks. We'll play our first game hopefully in a couple weeks.
Yeah, man. All right. Yeah. Well, a lot of fun, man. Let's
Yeah.
I'll set things up and we'll meet again here online and play our first game of the season, our first out of 162 games over what could
Yeah.
take us 5 years.
Yeah. We'll be 62 or 63 when it's all over.
Right.
We'll be in our wheelchairs or in our walkers. One of those.
Yeah, speak for yourself. All right,
Yeah.
amigo. Here,
Hi, dude.
let's do our let's end our stream. To our 0 listeners out there, we hope you enjoyed this draft, and we'll see you in probably a couple weeks.